What's up, Coach? This is Aztec 101. It's a video directed to CSH Boxing. Coach, very quickly, I want to make this video towards you because I feel like I may have, um, and I feel a little guilty because you put down your video. Honestly, I know I wasn't disrespectful, but you weren't either. And I just want to let you know that you asking questions and talking and having an opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel limited, and I'm sorry. Um, you're you're right to ask questions if you don't know, and I feel like based on your response to my comments, I'm convinced that you're not part of the problem. You're honestly the only hope we have for a solution. People like you that aren't busy trying to be right or trying to keep it real or trying to, you know, you're more about trying to be good. And a lot of people put that second or third or fourth. And you just came out and said it. There's no shame in being wrong, and you just came out and said, "Hey, you know what? I didn't know. Sorry." Brought down the video, and fuck, I felt guilty afterwards because I was like, "You're not the type of guy that I should have talked or approached it like that." I felt like I approached it wrong. I want to apologize, man. Honestly, let's talk about this. He did a video, or you did a video. Canelo Alvarez, is he really Mexican? Because look at the way he looks. Um, and I get it. I get it. There's a huge difference with culture, with the United States and Mexico. And when we talk about race, we're talking about genetics. And if we're talking about genetics, we're talking about sex. And that's something that we really, kind of have to talk about if we're going to discuss race. Sex. Culture in America it's been much different. It's been very, it's constrictive. It's forced people to live in communities where they're only around people that look like themselves. And, it's just segregated. Very segregated. But the culture itself is segregated as well. There's not much mixing. It hasn't, maybe there is now, and there was a little bit back then, but it wasn't culturally normal. While on the other hand, in Mexico, it's been mixing and mixing and mixing for the past 300 years. Plus, it's been mixing, and just it's far more difficult to really even predict what your child's going to look like when you have so much genetics flowing through your blood. I have a little bit of everything from all over the world, and I don't even know exactly what I have, because a lot of the lineage that I have as a Mexican it's almost like a rumor, right? Like, we know typically that we're mostly Spaniards, but there's rumors in the family. Oh, so and so, was part Italian. This one was part Muslim. This one was part African. We've had a lot of immigrants, so our families are just so diverse. It's insane. Some aren't, not all. Some aren't. Some stick with they have a type, right? But for the most part, for the most part, there is a lot of mixing in Mexico, far more and for far longer than in the United States. That's why in the United States is so polar opposite. You know, you go into the one neighborhood and there's nothing but white people. It's just purely white. And then you go into another neighborhood and there's black people, just black people, right? But there isn't like a city of mixed people, right? There isn't a town where these guys are all fucking mixed. Like they're black and white mixed. They don't have that here. Yet white and black people have been living next to each other since they got here. But there's still that polar opposite. And that's the biggest difference in cultures from that border. You know, it's weird. It's very weird. You know, and mainly the main reason why I wanted to say this was because, you know, I think that you asked a good question and brought up a good, brought up a good conversation in a positive way. It wasn't negative, and I reacted negatively, and I want to apologize, Coach. Coach, please put up that video again. If you want to redo it, re-ask the question, maybe respond to this one. But I just want to say I'm sorry. Do not feel bad for having an opinion. And, you know, if you do think twice about your verbiage and the way you talk about things, consider maybe just trying to do a little bit of research on certain things, because it's right here. It's in your face, man. This is the continent you're on. And there's so much that you've missed out on. And it's not your fault. A lot of it has to do with the way the education system is in the United States. But to be honest, I got nothing but love for your channel. I really hope that I didn't rub you the wrong way. I do feel bad about this, man. I do. And if you don't accept the apology, and I get it, but I know I wasn't disrespectful. Just the fact that you took that video down made me feel bad. I didn't like that. I didn't like that you felt like you did something wrong by asking these questions, because you didn't. This is Aztec 101 in the ring. I'm sorry, and I'm out.